So we're outside here in otherwise known as Nature's Kegerator, and I've got 2 kegs ready to finish. Got the panel coming over in about 10 minutes. So what we're going to do is kind of compare the first draw or the first pint. That kind of keeps a lot of people from considering fermenting in the keg. And remember what we did is we made a really clean transfer to the one keg that's going to be using the spunding valve, as well as shorten the dip tube about 3/4 of an inch. So hopefully that'll keep everything on the bottom. Maybe after the first pint or 2 will be super clear, but before I start pouring beers, I'm really curious side by side. So the left-hand side is the spunding valve, and the right-hand side is the regular beer. So let's go ahead and pour these beers and see if we can see a difference, or maybe there is no difference to see anyways. Okay, that's the sanitizer. Let's take a closer look. As you can see here, we've got basically the same beer. On the right hand side there's a little bit more carbonation on the side of the glass, but otherwise they hold ahead pretty well. But yeah, 7 days, pretty hazy. Let's see what the panel thinks.
Cheers.
I'll start with the cast.
How do you know it's cast?
Yeah, how do you know it's gas?
We need adjectives. Yummy. A little fruity. I don't know. You brew beer.
Oh.
You know better.
Well, one is more carbonated than the other, for sure.
Which one? How about we all try the same one and then
I
talk
was just
about
drinking O. I was just drinking O as well.
Okay, drink
Yeah.
all.
Oh, my
I
God.
definitely taste some kind of taste fruity.
Yeah.
Okay. A little.
It seems kind of young.
Yeah.
Nicely carbonated, but no.
I was going to say it doesn't have that much carbonation. I didn't think it. It's nice. It just, I guess, just more carbonation. I don't know.
Yeah. It's young, but
Well, how can you tell it's young? I mean, other than, what was it, just not...
Well, I told you it was 7 days.
That's what I mean. That's how I know. That's how I know.
That's how I know it's young.
This is not full body.
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
it's not a full body. Yeah,
The
It's not
flavor
full body.
is strong in the beginning, but then it just melts away very quickly.
yeah, it has a kind of soda quality just because it has a lot of citrus flavor.
it's easy to drink though.
Yeah. No, that's still out. I'm going to just wash it down with this.
That's how I wash it down.
So take the star.
Oh, the star. So, what is the different beer? Obviously,
Cost, height, It's
One of
Hang on,
those.
let me take a sip.
very cost.
I think it's OB.
Does everyone have a vote?
I'm not gonna take a guess because I don't know it. I don't drink it enough.
Low cost.
Maybe it's the D.
I think it will be.
I'm gonna say based on reputation, it's the D. It's the high D.
Or maybe I knew that you would think it would be high D.
Oh,
So
and then-
maybe, I don't know.
It's one of the. It's
Definitely bitter.
it's funny. It's like smelling the homebrew and then smelling this. Like this just has a nasty smell to it.
Yeah, it kind of smells like
It
sort of like
it
corn and chemicals.
Well, yeah, it smells that chemical smell. It doesn't smell nice at all. It's just like, oh, am I gonna wash something with this?
Yeah, right. Where's the water?
So does everybody have something in their head, a brand? We'll just go down the horn and you say what brand you think it is. Assuming it's a commercial brand.
I'm like, you start with me.
Sure, Dave.
I'm gonna go high D.
High D?
I think it's high D.
Gotcha.
I think you said you were gonna buy height. So I'm gonna go with height.
Or did I say that as like kind of a trap? Okay.
I don't know. I say cost. It's hard to tell. So I
Okay.
say cost.
Hyojin?
I think.
It's like a game, like
D?
category.
D? Okay, we got 3 for D. 1 Cass. And
I don't think it's Cass. I think it's one that I do drink. It's either Max or Height D or regular Height. think.
Height.
so you want to throw like a buckshot approach, 50%.
I think. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, you can change your mind.
No, I'm not going to change my mind. I just came up with a whole totally different idea. I was just thinking we should just try one day, just unmarked canisters with all the different Korean beers and see if we
Absolutely.
can actually figure out which
Yeah.
one is which.
Yeah.
That would be
And I think
funny.
you can do the same at home with Canadian, Canadian macros or
More
American
American.
ones. So for Mike is still, we got to pin it down to 1.
Max.
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 Okay. The correct answer was Cloud.
Cloud.
This is
nice.
Really? And I
Surprise.
thought Cloud would like better. I think that's why I put high D, because high D wasn't as bad, but it does have a little. What am I saying?
Chungil was really pushing Cass. Get Cass. No, it's too obvious.
Yeah, because I've only had a few clouds. That's the thing. Is like,
Beautiful.
yeah, it does not smell like beer.
Okay, so obviously the star on the bottom of your glass was a domestic product named Cloud Korean beer. But the other two, they're made from the same mash, the same process, and there's 2 different things about them. Is there any quality?
This one.
We haven't
Okay.
tried these second.
Oh, get at it.
Yeah.
Which
Sorry.
one? Circle?
Circle and Square are
Square.
the same beer, but treated differently.
Okay.
Did something
So we're all doing the
Yeah.
square.
Square. Excuse me. Nature.
Good focusing on aroma, carbonation, mouthfeel.
Okay.
For-
I
was going to say, for carbonation, the square actually I feel even has less carbonation. So, anyway, sorry, Steve.
yeah. The Circle has a lot more carbonation, like especially in the mouthfeel, than the Square one. Also, I can see the Circle one right here tastes a lot, I guess, brighter and has more. It has more like hop aroma and more hop flavor than this one. This one seems more muted and I don't know, mellow than the other one.
Yeah, those fruity bits that I got in the circle, I don't get in the square. They don't come out as much.
I agree.
Me too. Muted and less fruity.
This is sweeter more than Sakura.
Okay.
And full bodied more than this one.
Awesome. Okay, so if you had to choose one that you prefer, what would your vote be?
Circle. For me.
Circle.
I like circle.
Okay, you got 2 for circle.
I think.
I like the circle.
Yeah, circle.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like
You
Like square?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's why we did the test. It's 2 different styles. And what I'll tell you is, just to make it simple, what we did for the experiment is I took both beers and I took one in the regular fermenter, fermented it, added CO2. Then I took the other one and I put it in the keg, put the yeast in the keg, and fermented in the keg. And that has natural carbonation. So there's nothing added to it. I use square. Square is like somebody who's square is kind of old style. So the old style is the normal style that we always do, putting it in the fermenter. So your square style is the traditional style, whereas the circle style is something different and special, and that was the one that I was trying to prove. I'm actually quite surprised that 4 people preferred the kind of really, really simple and really, really efficient method with nothing unnatural about it. So
They have the same exact ingredients?
yes, it's the same beer. The carbonation level will be a little bit different because I was forcing the carbonation in the square one. To my surprise, the circle actually had more carbonation. It was naturally carbonated with a valve that keeps in the carbonation.
That's
So-
weird that it would be, because we all think it's like a bit fruitier.
Yeah. And
What is that?
The flavors come out of it more.
Yeah.
It feels like you got more out of it than the square.
I think maybe it's capturing the aroma and those things that are normally blown away. They're kind of kept in the keg by this valve. So I only had the first one, and I would say brighter and fruitier, definitely come to mind.
So square is
Square is old style, like
okay.
no. Square is fermenter style, carboy style.
Okay, and circle is
The sponging valve.
course. Oh,
You can already feel it. It's not relaxing because of the milk.
Yes. So again, circle style is the new style, just kind of like using a gadget to ferment in the keg. So it's the least amount of steps. It's actually easier, I think, because you put the beer in the keg, you put the yeast in it, you turn this valve on, and then 7 days later, I had carbonated beer ready to go. And the other one is the kind of style that we know, fermenting in a bucket or fermenting in a fermenter or carboy. So I'm actually pretty impressed. If you were at a barbecue and somebody brought this, would you be like horribly offended either way?
No.
Either one, no.
Yeah, they're both good.
They're both good.
Okay.
The flavor, there's still flavor in this, and it turns out it's
I
just
know.
not as... if it was carbonated a little bit more,
Sure.
I think it would be better, but...
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And, do keep in mind it is 7 days, and it would carbonate more. I could add extra carbonation to it to get it up
Yeah.
to snuff, but
it's good, especially compared to what you would usually have at a barbecue, which would be
Ed, what kind of people
like
do you hang with, Stephen?
people that would drink domestic beer at a barbecue. Where you want to have a large quantity of stuff. Not going to be sharing a bomber of double IPAs or aged imperial porters or anything like that. Bud Light or a local Height D Max Cass Cloud.
Viewers, keep in mind that Stephen is from Alabama. Any final thoughts or anything before I get us some more beers?
You said the square was 2 weeks? And
No,
No,
they're both 7 days.
7 days, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'd just be curious of how different they get over time.
Okay, so
We could come back in a week. We could tack it on to the end.
the circle was
sorry, Dave.
was fermented and carbonated in the keg with
Yes.
the spun valve.
Yes.
And the square was in the plastic fermenter and carbonated.
With I rolled the keg on the
Just
side for
first
7
part?
minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so circle is better tasting and easier.
Yes, exactly.
yeah,
That's the take-home point then.
especially sooner. I wonder if the square would eventually develop that taste.
Right.
That's what I'm curious.
Yeah.
And maybe in a week or two, I'll bring both of these up to the same carbonation level, and we can revisit them then. So, all right. Great success. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn it off.
Red button.